Well, hello everybody. Let me take off my scrunchie from my wrist. Welcome to Starry Tarot. I hope y'all are doing wonderfully today, tonight, or today, wherever you may be. My name is Sophie. Hi, Austin. How are you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're having a nice evening. Yeah, I'm on a lot later than I normally go on. I said I was going to go on today. I think I didn't make any promises, but I said I was going to go on today. If I was able to, which I am. I just got off work just a moment ago. I did have dinner, but, and that was wonderful. Work and dinner. Hope you're doing great. My name is Sophie. I am your friendly tarot reader for this evening or day, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world. I can answer any of your questions with the exception of medical and or legal questions. I predominantly answer a lot of romance questions, but I do answer a whole heck of a lot of other types of questions too, from finance to spiritual to career, to just general questions. I mean, I've had people ask about like whether they should dye their hair blonde. Like I legit have had people ask me cosmetic questions. No plastic surgery ones. That's medical. But I can answer any of your questions so long as they are not of a legal or medical nature. And all of my donation information can be found just right there at the top of the chat. It is $7.77 for a 5-card mini reading, 1 question. It is $14.14 for a full reading, which is 10 cards. Or you can do 2 5-card questions, and it's $21.21 for an in-depth reading, which is 15 cards. You can split that up. You can have 1 question, go real deep, or we can split it up into 2 questions, 1 10-card, 1 5, or 3 5-card mini readings. However, if you are using SuperChat, the donation amounts are different, so please refer to the SuperChat information in the body of the chat. So I am also a psychic medium. I can communicate with those who have passed on. I do need their name, their date of birth, their date of passing, and ideally a photograph if possible. If you could email it to me. It's not absolutely necessary, but it does help a lot. I can get into contact with most who have passed on, with the exception of those who have very, very recently passed. Although I have gotten in touch with those who have recently passed, but oftentimes it can be difficult. It can take a little bit of time, sometimes 3 months to a year after someone's passing, just from my observations professionally. Or if somebody passed too long ago, they may have reincarnated. If you're trying to get in touch with like an ancestor or something like that. And what's the other exception there? Oh, yeah, you have to know the person. I've had requests for mediumships for celebrities, and people come through if they know you. I'm sure celebrities get a lot of requests. I don't honor those requests unless you personally knew the celebrity, and they would know you and remember you. I can't get in touch with them for you. I also do soulmate confirmation readings. These don't have to be of a romantic, amorous nature in terms of the type of connection or relationship that you're interested in, finding out whether this person is indeed a soulmate of yours or not. And Spirit will answer always honestly, just yes or no, but they will give an explanation as to why or why not. in what capacity, for what length of time, etc. Conversely, we can also ask the question, do your spirit guides give their blessing to this particular person in your life? It is very rare to get Spirit's blessing for a person in one's life. They are very, very picky with the people that we keep in our lives and just want the very, very best for us. So when we do get Spirit's blessing, it really, really means quite, it should mean quite a bit. And also, if they don't give their blessing, they'll explain why not. If they do, they'll explain why. I also do past life regression therapy. Do past life regressions. I've been studying past life regression therapy. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a licensed therapist. But I have been studying past life regression therapy for many, many years. And throughout my professional tarot practice over almost the past 5 years, nearly 5 years, about 2 or 3 years into it, maybe 2.5 years into reading, I found that I was channeling people's past lives when I was doing, oftentimes when I would ask general readings for people. And because I had experience being regressed myself, and putting others, doing past life regression with others without using the tarot, using guided meditation and hypnosis. But I can do it using the tarot in my own psychic meditation. And that is always fascinating. And we don't have to ask for the sake of illustrating a past life of yours that will most benefit you or help you, learn how to overcome challenges that are most relevant in this life. It could be with any intent. It could be, show me a past life where I was the happiest. Show me a past life where I was, the unhappiest. Show me a past life where I was very, very healthy. Show me a past life where I faced a lot of hardships. Or you can just ask for a general, whatever you feel Spirit wants you to, feels the past life of yours with the most relevance would be the most beneficial. Relevant, I should say. And those are always, always fascinating. As I mentioned earlier, I answer a lot of romance questions. There is a I offer a spread at no additional donation amount. I call it, some people call it the OG Love Reading. I call it my TFI spread. Thoughts, feelings, and it stands for thoughts, feelings, and intentions. It essentially answers 3 questions in one, and it can be done utilizing, or it can be done with a mini reading, full reading, or an in-depth reading. It's up to you, but it answers 3 questions in one, in addition to your general energies in the connection and the other person's general energies in the connection. Again, it doesn't have to be of a romantic nature. For example, I gave a TFI reading earlier this week for one of my clients who was asking about her boss, what his thoughts, feelings, and intentions were towards her at this time after a particularly challenging meeting. So that's a perfect example, I think, of a TFI reading that's not done for a romantic person. I also offer private readings, not on this live stream. I offer 2 different types. The first one that I offer is by appointment only. We set up a time to talk over Zoom, and it's just you and me, and you can give me all the context and backstory that you need. We can answer as many questions as you want within the allotted time, and if you need extra time, I can usually accommodate that. So I highly recommend that, and if you are looking to schedule that, please refer to my email, which is posted there, or you can contact me over on my Instagram, of which all y'all should go follow me on. I also offer, speaking of Instagram, I also offer private readings at no additional donation amount. Over either Instagram or typed over email. Usually do them over Instagram. Those are great for matters of convenience if you don't see me online. for whatever reason, I always have a deck of cards on me, and I can answer your question with a 24-hour turnaround. I can usually do it a lot sooner than that, usually within a few hours or so. And that is not one-on-one unless you happen to be on Instagram at the same time that I'm typing to you. We can have a parlay, that's fine. But otherwise, I send you voice memos over DMs on Instagram, or if you don't use Instagram, typed over email. And with that, I am done with my spiel. Bear in mind, people, we are in Mercury retrograde right now, so if things are feeling wonky McDonkey, you can blame it on that. You can blame it on the rain. You can blame it on the cosmos. And the donation queue is open, so whoever donates first will be read next. I know it's super late. Yeah, it's I basically went on at midnight Eastern time. And it's Friday, so who knows how busy things will be tonight, but that's kind of what I want to see too, is how many of you guys would be on at this time. So I am here, and yes, just send in your donation if you would like a reading. Thank you. Oh, you did, Austin. What time did you stream? Did you stream today? And I was rewatching my live stream. Was it from? I think it was last night. You told me you had the flu. I'm sorry to hear that. I haven't heard of that flu, the whoop flu or something. You got it at the festival. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Oh, 9 p.m. Eastern. Okay. So 3 hours ago. Did it go well? That's a little later than you usually go on, right? Yeah, I usually go on around 4 p.m. Eastern time or something. Yeah, it's 9 p.m. here. Festival journeys, yeah. I mean, I can only imagine. I was thinking about that too. I was like, I can only imagine like the germ zone that a festival would be when people are messed up. Not to say that everyone's messed up at an electronic music festival, but let's be real. There's a lot, right? When people are messed up, they sometimes neglect to remember to continue to wash their hands and not touch certain things or people. Yeah, hygiene might go by the wayside. I could see that being a breeding ground. Trying to find the best time for more traffic. Yeah, it's interesting. Are you familiar with HEA, Happily Ever After Tarot? She's I think she's a digital nomad. She seems to be in different European cities like every month, but she's always in the European time zone. But most of her, I believe she's American too. She has a bit of an American accent. Yeah, I can't. She has a kind of an interesting accent. She pronounces my name Sophie. She pronounces certain words where I'm like, is she American? I can't quite tell. I really like her, and I frequent her. And this time, like 2 weeks ago, she was on at like no later. I'd say like midnight my time. She was only on for like 20 minutes, but I've seen her because there was like no one on, but I've seen her go on at like 2 in the morning, like really like just random times. But they work for her oftentimes. It's interesting, um, but sometimes they don't. It's difficult to predict, honestly. Like last night, I went on just like excuse me, maybe like an hour earlier, but I was on for about 4 hours. So it's it wasn't like I was just not doing anything for. I do have live streams where it's very very slow and like there's almost nothing for like 2 hours, and then all of a sudden at the 2 hour point it'll like get crazy. That's happened to me before too. But last night was like steadily busy. Um, yeah. And if there isn't a line, I don't mind spending more time with a reading with a client. If there's no one waiting, like, and people want me to extrapolate more on whatever I'm saying, I'm happy to do that. 9 p.m. was busier than 8 p.m. That's interesting. That's really interesting. And if you are watching this live stream, please be a lover, please be a friend, please be a buddy, and remember to click the like button. It really helps me out. Hey Charles, what's up? Good to see you, buddy. How's it going? Nightbot will always be your favorite mod on here. Me too. Well, John was a great mod. Nightbot's great too. I don't feel like I'm the nice thing about ChatGPT and Nightbot is you can work them to the bone and not feel bad, or that you're working them at all. Because they're not for you. I had eye surgery yesterday and it sucked. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Was it successful though? Or was it just painful? You hope it helps, so we'll see. I hope so too. Will be a bit before I know for sure. Positive thinking, Charles. Positive thinking. Honestly, I swear it's like why my grandpa lived as long as he did. He would always refuse to believe, like, he always said, like, I never get sick. And he didn't. He, like, never got sick. Repeat to yourself that you're strong, you're healing, that this will be a success. Have faith in the surgeons and the doctors and the nurses, all the professionals who took care of you. My 5th grade teacher told us a story that I can't believe I'm remembering this, but her daughter had cancer and survived. One of her daughters had cancer and survived as a child, and for like 3 hours, or for like an hour every day, they both would spend, and she wasn't even like hippy dippy woman. She was from Montana. She was very traditional. But for like an hour every day, her and her daughter, while she was going through treatment, would literally like just meditate and would literally envision every single cell repairing, every organ functioning, everything healing, all of the cancer going away, and her daughter survived. Now, is that, with obviously with wonderful treatment and care, but do I think that helped? I do. I really do believe in that helped. This woman was not even like, she was like an atheist. Like, she was, like I said, just very like logical, straight to the point. So that's probably why it like struck a chord with me when she told me that. It seemed kind of unlike her to say, but it resonates. You know, I always tell myself I never get sick. I'm not going to get sick. I don't get sick. But I do listen to my intuition. I listen to my doctors too. If I feel that there is something not okay, and I do just like regular, like yesterday I went and got my blood taken, just a yearly blood panel. Just making sure everything's cool, everything's kosher. And then I got a call from my doctor with the results, and I was like nervous because like, oh, the doctor's calling me with the results. And I finally got back into, after a game of like phone tag all day today, finally got in touch with them. Like at the worst point in traffic on my way to work. I couldn't pull over. I needed my directions, and they turn off when my phone goes on. It's really irritating. Anyway, I was still very grateful that the nurse relayed that everything is good. Everything came back normal. So as frustrated as I was by the phone call, I had to say a prayer and give thanks, some gratitude. Did the move go well for you? Yes, it did. Thank you, Charles. I'm loving living here in the city and working here, and yeah, I had very little time to move. Well, I had a decent amount. I had 3 months to move, but the place I found a place almost immediately, and then like 2 weeks before, 2 or 3 weeks before I had to move there, it turned out I couldn't. I won't get into the details, but that was disappointing and frustrating because I had to find something in 2 weeks. So I didn't get the ideal place that I wanted. The place I really wanted is actually like one street away from me, like literally like maybe like one block, not even a block away. But it's cool. Things are good. Just wish I had a bit more time, but that's fine. Yeah. Now I've got plenty of time to find the next place. Like, this is definitely temporary for sure. Likely won't be staying past my lease, which is only 6 months. So then I could find something really ideal, I think. I think I still want to stay in the neighborhood. Thank you, Charles. Me too. Me too. I'm very grateful. Me too. A lot of people without homes, especially in San Francisco. I see it all the time. So I think my lucky stars every day. If you are watching this live stream, please be a lovely person and remember to click the like button. It really helps me out. Thank you. I know I clicked it 4 times with my different accounts because I do that because that's what I do. There's nothing, not breaking the rules there. So I can tell how many of you have liked. Just saying. Just saying. good night. I need some rest. I dropped a like when I saw you were on. Oh, I believe you. I believe you, Charles. Hopefully 2026 will be the year I get my own place. Right on, Austin. That's definitely a good goal to have. Have you been saving and stuff? And like looking at places? Or like looking online, like where you want to live? Would you want to stay like close to home? Or move far? That's awesome. Yeah, stay in Florida, close to home. Oh, I forgot to mention the deck that I am using tonight. I got this deck years and years ago from Barnes and Noble. It was part of, they have those like, well, of course they have like the bargain section. Fun fact: everything in the bargain section there is just published by Barnes and Noble Publications. That's why it's so cheap. I used to work there when I was in college and high school. I loved working there. It was really fun. I liked working at Barnes and Noble. Good memories. Would I want to go work there again? No, I wouldn't. But good times when I was younger. Yeah, I found it was like the $5 no, it was like $10 maybe. It was actually, I think it was $5. It was absurdly cheap. It was a kit that came with this deck and a book, an okay book on tarot. I don't know if I still even have the book actually. But a deck of cards for $5, yes please. And what I love about these cards, I'm not crazy about the art, no offense cards, but what I love about them is a couple of things I love about them is that I've broken them in really nicely. You have friends and a love interest there. Okay. Yeah, these are like just really soft and like supple to shuffle. I've definitely broken them in lovely. There's certain decks that are just so huge they're just kind of hard to manage. But they also have little definitions. Not like I need them, but it's always helpful. There's always a new perspective. The Wheel of Fortune, elevation of money, overseas trips, completion of phases. I rarely look at the Wheel of Fortune and think of overseas travel, but that is true. That is true. I often see the World and the Three of Wands as more of a travel card. Expansion, yeah. Forward momentum is usually how I see it. Yeah, forward momentum, fortuitousness. If we're talking about it in its upright position, things, a change of fortune for the positive. Destiny, fate, something that is actually fated and not just a matter of free will. The four fixed signs. There's a woman on YouTube who I love who has been on for years and just has wonderful definitions of every card. Her name's Contemporary Tarot. And she just recently started, after like not posting anything for like maybe 8, 9 years, she just started posting shorts, analyzing the cards even deeper, and they're just fantastic. She's great. She doesn't do live streams or anything. I think she just does private readings now. She's more retired. But she's just very, very articulate, very eloquent. I don't know what her educational background is, but she sounds very well educated. You know, when you can tell sometimes when people just sound very well educated. She sounds like she's had, you know, a very classic education that she incorporates into her tarot. And she was analyzing the Nine of Swords recently, which is, as you may know, is my least favorite card in the deck. My personal least. If I were to be asked what the worst card is in the tarot, I would not say the Tower. Most people would default to the tarot. I would say the Seven of Swords is really what represents, I think, like evil in the world. Nine of Swords I hate because it's anxiety, pure and simple. Worries, anxiety. I deal with generalized anxiety disorder, so it has kind of a personal affront to me. But she was analyzing the Nine of Swords and the artwork on it, and how if you look at the bed that the person is lying on, I never noticed this. I always noticed the bedspread was rose tapestry, and I used to know the reason why that was, and I don't anymore, but I can tell you that she was analyzing the bed itself, which has woodwork engravings on it. And if you look closely, it depicts a scene of like ancestral battles, like battles of our ancestors, and how the Nine of Swords is often representative of that, you know, those subconscious battles that we deal with that were those of our ancestors. And that hit the nail on the head for me, especially with the Nine of Swords thing. You know, I have generalized anxiety disorder, and so do all of the women on my dad's side of the family. It's you know, it's a genetic thing. It's a genetic predisposition. I did not choose to have very bad anxiety. And it gets better, and it will get better as I get older, because it's very hormonally related. As I mentioned, it's the ladies in my family. So that really, I wrote to her, I was like, that really resonates. That's wow. Like, the bed that I lie on of anxiety is that of largely of my ancestors. Not always, but, you know, just thinking about, maybe I'm not phrasing it right the way she put it, but yeah, you know, in internalized battles too, or subconscious battles that we may not know that we're fighting. Yeah, she's got some deep ass interpretations that are just so poignant. She was analyzing the sword court cards and the number of birds in each one, and the reasoning behind it. And I think the Page of Swords has like 6 or 7 birds, and the Page of Swords is the student who's looking at every single angle of a subject or whatever they're studying, looking at every multifaceted aspect of it. The Knight of Swords, forget how many birds were on that one. I think that was kind of similar, like there's like a shit ton of birds just to slay through. The Queen of Swords, I think, has 2, and she represents duality and looking at both sides of the issue. The King of Swords represents all knowledge, just knowing that there's only one way of looking at a certain thing. Sometimes there's only one way of looking at it when one has such a deep rooted faith or belief in something. My rabbi, one of my rabbis, said he doesn't believe in God. he said that for him to say that he believes in God, the word belief indicates that you know that something exists without any shadow of a doubt. And he's like, and I can't say that. None of us can, really, but I know I can't. He's like, do I think there's a really, really good chance that God exists? Absolutely. I wouldn't be here. But I can't say that I believe without any irrefutable shadow of a doubt. And I really like that way of looking at it, especially coming from a rabbi. Love that. In my deck, Princess of Swords takes place in the winter. Interesting. Why is that, do you think? And what deck is that? Celestial Tarot? I think I've heard of, I don't think I've, you might have mentioned that deck to me, but other than that, I'm not familiar with that deck. Is it RWS? Oh my, did I tell you, Austin, that I had to give my homework this week in my Judaism class was to, there was a whole list of hot topics to look through on this Jewish knowledge website, Responsive, and ranging from like abortion to like euthanasia to, I don't know, you name it, it's there. And I was so interested to know what they thought about tarot. And so I searched tarot and I found one article. I didn't see it in the actual list of hot topics, but then I did find fortune telling as a topic. So I found two articles. The first article that I read was written in 1988, and it was about a young lady who was in a conversion class like I am. She was looking to convert, and she told her rabbi that she used to read tarot professionally for a fee, but now she only reads for herself and only like once a month. And the person writing the article was her rabbi, or her prospective rabbi, and he or she was asking if she was a candidate, if she was like a legit candidate for Judaism. The answer was no. I didn't like that. And my rabbi also agreed. She's like, girl, that was like 40 years ago, you're good. You're a fine candidate. And the other article was somewhat similar. It was like, no, like it was like, basically they were having like this one temple was having a Hungarian themed party or event, and a Hungarian member of the temple suggested getting a tarot reader. And they said no. They said that wouldn't be within the Jewish faith because we look down upon fortune telling. Oh, and you know what the issue they had with the girl too was she felt that she was a conduit of God when she read tarot. Now, I do not think I'm a conduit of God when I read tarot. Do I think I'm a conduit of angels and my spirit guides? Yes, I do. But not God. Not Moses. Yeah. Oh, wow, indeed. So, yeah. So that was my argument too. Is with my group and with my rabbi. If she was there, I was like, yeah, I don't believe that's the difference between me and this girl. Yeah, I do it for a fee. That's my other job.
I have a YouTube channel. And then everyone stops and goes, what? You have a YouTube channel? Yes, I do. And people, especially older people, are like boggled that it can be done on a live stream. But anyway, I don't believe I'm a conduit of God. That I could see being controversial, even with like super reform liberal Judaism. But even then, I don't think it would be a big deal. But yeah, I basically disagreed with the articles. And I brought in a book, one of my favorite books, Kabbalistic Tarot. I'll show you. I have it right here, actually. I came in and I showed them this. Written by a rabbi who has been practicing and studying tarot since his 20s, and it looks like he's in his 50s or 60s here. Looks like Santa Claus. Anyway, he reads tarot for a fee. I'm sure he doesn't do it for free. And his theory is that tarot was actually invented by the Jews when Israel was first invaded by the Greeks, and they forbade Judaism, and it was a way for Jews to study the Torah and make it look like they were just playing games with cards, but they weren't. Each card is representative. The 22 major arcana, each one is representative of the 22 letters in the Hebrew alphabet. There's other correlations too, like the four suits correlate with the 4 levels of the Kabbalistic worlds and heavens. You left Christianity at the same time. You started reading tarot. Yeah, I mean, I know it's not looked highly upon in Christianity at all either. I'd say even worse so, and that's what I was telling my group. I was like, I have had hecklers come onto my channel, and they're like always Christian. Yet I have Christian clients. I have Muslim clients. I have Jewish clients. As far as I know, only one. My girl Abe. But I have clients that are godly people. And I'm not misleading them. And I am a godly woman. And I think it's fine for the two to cross over so long as you're not hurting anybody. I mean, yeah. Thou shalt not kill, yet there are so many Christians that go out hunting on the weekends, and that's fine. You know? In my faith, you're not supposed to kill animals. Like, one of the arguments actually for being kosher was, like, in the Old Testament, you are not supposed to eat animals. Then God said we could eat certain animals in certain ways because of famine and plague. But now we can eat exclusively animals. So that's why that's a big reason why I'm keeping kosher now. I realized I got yelled at people at my church who found out what I did. That sucks, dude. I'm sorry. What is this, like some fire and brimstone kind of Bible Belt sect of Christianity? Because I know there's really liberal Christian churches, especially around here. Like, there's like gay churches and stuff. Like, yeah. But I also live in San Francisco. Jeez, getting yelled at? That's terrible. Who are they to judge? That's where I'm like, who the hell are you to judge? You are not God. You know, you are not Judy, but you're certainly not God. The Methodist Church, yeah. They're kind of strict. Dude, there are a lot of so my class, there's about 60 people. And out of the 60, because it's intro to Judaism, out of the 60, 30 of us are converting, which is separate. That's a ritual. That's a huge thing that I do at the end of my studies. And I'd say a lot of the people, my fellow converts, are actually former Catholics and former Christians. There's no former Muslims. I did notice that. But there are a lot of people who grew up in Christianity that are drawn to Judaism. It's really interesting. So I converted to paganism, Hellenism. Okay. Yeah, I was kind of attracted to paganism when I was in high school. It's not really for me. Um, I dipped my toe in it a little bit, but it's yeah, it's not for me. But I definitely think it's very beautiful, very peaceful. Just kind of like Hindu too. A lot of respect for Hinduism, but not for me. Most people assume I'm pagan. When I ordained John's son's wedding, I was at and his daughter-in-law. She's from Ohio, and I think she had there was a contingency of Southern women there. Her mom's friend, I think her mom went to like Vanderbilt or something. Um, and a lot of the Southern people, or people with an accent, I should say, asked if they're like, so are you pagan? Like, no, I am not. I'm Jewish. I'm a Kabbalic witch. I don't like, and I still hate using that word because there's such a negative, loadedly negative connotation behind the word witch. Sucks. But you consider yourself an oracle. That's a good way of looking at it, yeah. Yeah, to be honest, I don't really consider myself a witch. I think that's what it is because I don't do spell work. I don't. I've done cord cutting rituals, I've done self love, I've done return to sender. That's where it ends. And I haven't done those in a long time. And I think a big part of it is I don't believe in a lot of it. I'll be honest. I don't think that a lot of those actually have that power. I think a lot of us think we do. A lot of us don't. I think some people do. I absolutely do think some people have that touch, but I think a lot abuse it and a lot have no idea what they're doing. And I think some of the spells that have, there's a lot of like fake spell work out there too. Like stuff that I don't know who invented it. Like I would only ever do a spell that was written by an elder that was like at least hundreds of years old, ideally several. But that's just me. I always like it amuses me to no end the amount of spell work available on Etsy. Cracks me up. How much it costs, and then just the spells themselves are so funny. I can't say most of the ones that I'm thinking that are coming to the like top of my head right now. I can't even say on this channel. You may have seen them. Not a whole lot of Hellenists or witches. And I always think witch is exclusively for people who identify as female. That's just my opinion. Warlocks, men, people who identify as men, warlocks. Which is such a funny word to me. just sounds like what are we living in a game of like World of Warcraft or something, or Dungeons and Dragons? But I think etymologically, I think by definition that is the case. Women are witches, men are warlocks. There's a drag queen I love who's a witch, and they are non-binary. I would definitely consider them a witch for sure. They're definitely in touch with their inner female. And I'm not. It's not that it's not like. And there's men who are definitely in touch with their inner female who I wouldn't consider witches just because they don't identify as either non-binary or as a female. I would say if one's non-binary, then you can choose if you're a witch or a warlock, or you can go as both. I think they do go as both, actually. Yeah, that checks out. That's because I never found Christianity to be very loving. No tea, no shade to Christians. I have friends who are Christians. I love them. But I, yeah. I had a lot of friends growing up who were churchgoers. I also had very close friends who were Jewish. Of course, not as many, just because there aren't as many. Um, but the Christian events I was invited to never felt loving or warm. Um, it felt cliquey and judgy. But that's not to say that that's what Christianity is. I'm just saying that was what I felt. Um, so that would check out for me. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what I believe. That's what my people think. We don't really, we don't at all adhere to the Bible. Um, we have our books, and Jesus was Jewish. Jesus was a good Jewish boy. Well, he wasn't a good Jewish boy. He dissented. He thought he was God or the Son of God. Do I think he was a prophet? Yeah, I do. Do I think he was a good guy? Yeah, I do. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this, but yeah, no, the Bible is not. It's definitely. I would say it's counterintuitive to Jesus' actual teachings. Um, if he was in modern times, he would be like a hippie little hipster vegan dude. Hey, Philomena. Good evening. How are you, hun? Absolutely, Philomena. I am. The donation list is totally open. You will be next. Thank you very much, Philomena, for your donation, sweetheart. Um, Thank you. That's really cute. The little gummy bear thing. That's so cute, girl. All right. Did you want a 10 card reading tonight, or did you have two questions? I started talking to. Oh, why is it only showing up there? Okay. I started talking to Danny, the fellow Sagittarius. The conversation is going good. What are his intentions for me? Will this connection go anywhere, or will it fizzle out like the rest of... I did tell him we should start off as friends. Did you want... Okay, so you want to ask what his intentions are, and then you want to know if this is going to go anywhere? Okay. Let's do it. The thoughts, feelings, and intentions. You got it. Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are Danny's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Philomena? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are Danny's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Philomena? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are Danny's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Philomena? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are Danny's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Philomena? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are Danny's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Philomena? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are Danny's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Philomena? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are Danny's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Philomena? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are Danny's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Philomena? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are Danny's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Philomena? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are Danny's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Philomena? Wait, Philomena, did you want to do a 10-card thoughts, feelings, and intentions? Or did you want this to be a mini reading and then we're going to ask where this is going to go in general? So I can add an extra 10 cards if you wanted me to do that. I wasn't quite sure. Sorry. Let me pull the cards and you can tell me what you think, okay? Okay. We have the Chariot, Nine of Swords reversed, Queen of Wands reversed, Ten of Swords reversed, and King of Cups. I definitely want to elaborate on this, if you don't mind. Because I'm more than a little bit confused here. There's a lot going on, and I also think that question will probably be answered if we expand this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let me just close out here, and we will add to the card. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Danny's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Philomena? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Danny's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Philomena? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Danny's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Philomena? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are Danny's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Philomena? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are Danny's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Philomena? Page of Wands, Ten of Cups reversed, Four of Cups reversed, Six of Swords, and Seven of Cups reversed. Alright. So, things... Okay, how long have you been talking to one another now? I'm seeing your general energies look pretty optimistic with the Chariot and the Page of Wands. I don't sense that you're fearful that that he's going to hurt you or end up being a dud. There's quite a bit of optimism here. I'm not going to say that you're completely doubtless, because you're in this instance you're definitely a realistic optimist. You're optimistic with a healthy dose of realism. A week, and we have plans to hang out next week. Okay, so it's only been a week, and the Chariot, yeah, things are moving forward at the right pace for you. Am I correct? You don't feel like he's dragging his feet. And you feel like, yeah, the energy feels so far so good. So far, not just so good, but much better than any of the dudes you've seen recently. Yeah, he kind of does it for you. And this is where I'm getting confused. His general energies, I want to say, from like the first thing off the bat that I'm getting from him is insecurity. This guy is wildly insecure, and I'll get into it, girl. We got a whole lot of cards to get into here, but let's start with his general energies. Or you know, next, started with yours. Next, we'll move on to his, and this is what really confused me. We have the King of Cups. He definitely, overall, feels very strongly, very quickly with you. Um, Feels like you guys are a good match, a good connection. If there's something holding him back, there's something preventing him from wanting to or being able to make solid romantic decisions. He's not super eager to move things really quickly. Nay, not about but making decisions or making plans. That's where he's at a loss. Um, has he told you what his relationship history is? You told him, or you told him, you told him that you wanted to be friends first. Okay, so maybe that's okay. That could be a big reason why he's feeling hesitant. Um, and take things slow. Okay, okay, yeah. I'm right there with you. That's how I feel. Slow and steady wins the race. His thoughts, we have the Nine of Swords reversed and the Ten of Cups reversed. I don't want, he's been single for 3 years. Okay. Because there's a lot of insecurity here. And I was just wondering where that was coming from. If it was coming from a place of recently having been hurt or not having a not feeling super confident in dating. Like he's taken a hiatus for a while, and he has a 2-year-old. Okay. Um, yeah, his thoughts towards you. We've got the Nine of Swords reversed and the Ten of Cups reversed. Let's start with this Nine of Swords reversed. Um, he's really insecure, girl. He thinks about you a lot, and he's often thinking. He's very afraid of screwing up. He's constantly walking on eggshells. He's really afraid of screwing this up with you. And I think what's going on here is, like I said, I'm seeing wild insecurity, and I'm trying to figure out where that's derived from. And it sounds like he doesn't have a lot of experience in dating. I dealt with someone somewhat recently who was completely not like this at all, not like this guy at all. This guy was with a psycho, and I just blocked him immediately. And I realized he's like a little older than me, and I was like, and he was in the military. He's still in the military. He's been in the military since he was like 16 or 18 when he can start, and he's never dated. I have every reason to believe he either is recently divorced or just gotten married or is still married. That's why I ended things with him. And he said a bunch of inappropriate things to me that are like definitely harassment. Psycho, just a psycho guy, not well. But also something I realized when I was thinking about it earlier today was he's been stuck in the military his whole life. He doesn't know how to date. Now, I'm not saying that this guy is the same case at all. This guy is not the same case, but he does have that lack of security when it comes to the dating. How old is Danny? Because and also I don't know how familiar he is with navigating the landscape of dating, which is definitely constantly in flux, and if he hasn't dated in a few years and he's got a 2-year-old and he's been focusing on his daughter, um, I could see him putting a lot of weight and pressure on this, and not. I could see where that comes from, and it sounds like, yeah, he's got a lot of. We are both 30 years old. Okay, I don't think he has a whole lot of experience with dating. How long was he with the mother of his child? Were they together for a little while, like quite a while? I get that sense from him. He's pretty clueless. Um, yeah, the Ten of Cups reversed. This is not good. This is definitely signaling some kind of mental disconnect here. It's not an emotional disconnect, but he's not. I don't think he's on the exact same page as you. I think he wants to be on the same page as you, but I don't think he knows how to. He knows he wants to make you his. He knows he wants to make you his queen, but he knows that he needs to take things slowly and be friends first. But he wants to pump the brakes. No, he doesn't want to pump the brakes. He wants to just like go ahead and like do things like just rush right into this. Um, he's really unsure how to navigate this, and feeling very insecure about it. And I see that here with this Queen of Wands reversed right in the center, with his in regards to his feelings. Um, he he's got a severe lack of confidence, um, and yeah, a lot of self doubt. And the Queen of Wands is also symbolic of someone who has been hiding from others or isolating themselves from others for a significant amount of time. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that he's been a complete hermit for the past 3 years, um, but more or less. That I don't know if he has a huge group of friends and a huge family. I think it's kind of just been him and his daughter for the past few years, and he's really feeling super insecure, and it has a lot of self doubt that you could actually be interested in him. But he's trying to see things from your perspective with this Four of Cups reversed. I think the woman who is with last, then we are in the same boat. I think the woman that he was with last, I think they rushed right into things. And like I said, I think that's what he was used to, and that's what's making things hard for him to navigate. But he's also, like I said, he is doing everything. Like, he won't push things. He won't push things. He's like I said, he's walking on eggshells. He doesn't want to screw things up with you in any way. So he was really nervous when he reached out to me and took a chance. Yeah, I can only imagine. He really is super, like, just in awe of you. And with that, the guy is not super into himself, Philomena. That's what I'm seeing. And I don't know if you can tell that. I don't know if you can sense that, because that's usually something that I can sense right away if someone's confident or not in themselves. Do you sense that he's confident, or do you think he's faking it, or do you think does he seem confident genuinely? Because I'm just seeing like wild self doubt here, like, and like there's no way a woman like that would want to be with me. Like, he thinks he's way, like, that you're way out of his league. Really insecure, and his intentions. We have the Ten of Swords reversed and the Six of Swords. I think we've been talking. Oh, you haven't met him yet. Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's, definitely. I mean, I can't tell you what to do, but definitely, I'd love to see how things go when you guys hang out next week. Because meeting in person is a big deal. As I always say, like, you really don't. Sometimes I've definitely, pictures can be deceiving, and then sometimes chemistry is just what it is, and sometimes it's there or it's not. Um, so that's gonna be really crucial. I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm hoping he looks like his photos. I'm hoping he's not hiding anything in terms of that, and that's why he's so nervous, you know. But he's just in complete disbelief that you would be into him. He doesn't. He doesn't believe it. Um, and yeah, he's still having a really hard time reconciling with that, with this Ten of Swords reversed. Like, he can't get it. We got this Nine of Swords reversed and this Ten of Swords reversed. He can't get it off his mind. Um, I really hope he's not hiding something. Like, I hope these aren't pictures from like 8 years ago or something, and he's like changed, and that's what he's insecure about here. Um, but he's really, really scared. So that makes sense that you guys haven't met. That fear, his fear is building up. Of course there's excitement, sure, but there's definitely a lot of fear there as well. Um, where he's just like, yeah, like he's putting a lot on this first meeting, a lot of pressure on himself and the connection. Again, like, doesn't want to screw it up. No, that I don't get that at all, honey. No, Philomena. If I felt that, I would tell you. I would tell you. I don't. I really don't sense that at all. I'm all these cards are insecurity cards, Philomena. I don't. There's no player cards here, and especially with this King of Cups and Seven of Cups reversed, that is not a player. He's really not confident in himself, and that's all you've got to worry about. Is because I find that very unattractive, and I can usually sense it when I meet someone if they're a confident person or not. You'll see it in their posture. You'll see it in the way they speak. You can tell in the way that they give you a hug, or like it's. I just think it's not attractive, and I'm not trying to be mean, but confidence goes a long way, and I think he's got little to none right now. And I think with his intentions, with the Six of Swords, whereas you're being a realistic optimist, I think he is just gone into almost like complete pessimism mode. Like, there's no way that a woman like that would like me. Women in the past, have usually have turned me down a lot. I think he's faced a lot of rejection in the past, and I have I have no doubt in his pictures make him look like a really handsome man. You're at least attracted to him. So there's something going on with him that's. I think it's the amount of time that's passed since he's dated someone. He's just been in dad mode this whole time, and I just think he finds this all like too good to be true, too idealistic to be a possibility. But you do like him, and you guys talk regularly, is what it sounds like, and you want to you have plans to see one another. So it's not like his insecurity is coming from a place of like you guys not communicating enough or anything like that. I feel like it's all building up to this in person meeting with him. He's putting a lot of weight on it there. Are you guys meeting each other during the week, or is this like a weekend? Are you meeting next weekend? Sorry, I just got all stuffy. I don't know, my nose is all stuffy. And thank you. Thank you for your donation, Miss Philomena. Okay, so okay. Perfect. And the second question, was that the one that you asked earlier? Um, if this is going to become anything or if it'll just fizzle out? You got it. Angels, messages, and spirit guides. Will Philomena's connection with Danny result in success? Angels, messages, and spirit guides. Will Philomena's connection with Danny have a successful result? Angels, messages, and spirit guides. Will Philomena's connection with Danny be romantically successful? Angels, messages, and spirit guides. Will Philomena's connection with Danny be romantically successful? Angels, messages, and spirit guides. Will Philomena's connection with Danny be romantically successful? Angels, messages, and spirit guides. Will Philomena's connection with Danny be romantically successful? Angels, messages, and spirit guides. Will Philomena's connection with Danny be romantically successful? Angels, messages, and spirit guides. Will Philomena's connection with Danny be romantically successful? Angels, messages, and spirit guides. Will Philomena's connection with Danny be romantically successful? Angels, messages, and spirit guides. Will Philomena's connection with Danny be romantically successful? Okay. Seven of Wands, King of Pentacles, Page of Wands, Five of Swords, and Ace of Swords reversed. We've got 3 cards here saying yes and 2 cards here saying no. I say definitely meet him, Philomena. Give this a chance. Give it at least a shred of a chance. I'll tell you why. Just start with the crap first, okay? Ace of Swords reversed is literally, well, the first definition that comes to mind would be lack of communication. But in this context, it is a defeat, a lack of a victory. Five of Swords is defeat, lack of a victory. Page of Wands is moving forward with action, with intent, with both people having equal attraction to one another. And I see that here with this Seven of Wands as well. That this is something worth defending, that this is something worth giving a shot. Do I think that it's fated, that this is not... I don't think it's fated, Philomena, that this is not going to work. I think it could really go either way. Relationships have their ups and downs, and it could fail, but it does have a lot of value. He has a lot of potential here. There is a lot of potential between the two of you with the King of Pentacles. And it sounds like the two of you are both willing to defend this. And I feel like with that already, whatever obstacles you do encounter further down the road, you can overcome together. There will be defeats. Even in the most successful relationships, there are still defeats. There are still losses. That's just the name of the game. Even in the best longest, best, most loving marriages I've ever seen, there are still downs. There's ups and there's downs. And I think I truly believe that's what Spirit is saying here, is that we've got like literally 3 victory cards and 2 defeat cards, saying that there's going to be wins and there's going to be losses. I do not see things fizzling out. I see things like things are either going to start, and they're like, I guess they already have started, but really start when you guys meet in person and establish a friendship. Or if you don't give him a chance at all, I think that's the possibility of this defeat here. I think there's going to be some challenges for sure. It's not going to be just an easy breezy ride here. Um, like I said, most, if not all, connections are not like 100% easy breezy, and I don't think that's what you were suggesting. Um, but I don't see this. I don't see it as like something that's just going to fizzle out. I see it as like if it like this Five of Swords. This is stepping up to the challenge and using one sword and accepting that one might not win. And by that, I don't mean the relationship itself. I mean maybe arguments or differences between you. But it means actually going forth and taking on the challenge, even at the risk of losing. Even at the risk of losing. Um, so it's not fated. Um, it's not something that is written in fate. There are certain things in this life that are fated, but more often than not, they are based on free will and one's own actions. And I think that this connection has a lot of potential, Philomena. But it's going to take, and you have a lot, and you want to take this slowly, so you already have patience. Um, I think he's going to need to implement some patience for sure. Fated, like fate, like destiny, like written in the stars. Like I believe there are certain things that happen in this world, in our lives, that were written before, that were determined to happen before we could say anything about it or do anything about it. Um, I do believe there are certain events that spirit and God can intervene and make happen. Um, it's pretty rare. No, it doesn't. No, that's not what it means. No, it doesn't mean that he's not meant for you. No, it's very rare that there are fated instances, and not all great loves are fated. In fact, that's even a lyric from a Smashing Pumpkins song. Yeah, not all great loves were fate, um, and not all fated loves are great. There are people who were fated to meet one another and be together, but only for like a certain amount of time and to experience a hardship that they needed to learn in this life. That's an instance of fate. There's also instances of fate where it's like, just, yeah, fate, sorry, I'm going to end it there. Fate means that it was written in the stars, essentially. But just because it's not written in the stars doesn't mean that there's no potential. There's definitely potential here. If I felt there was no potential, Philomena, I wouldn't lead you on. I wouldn't say there's no potential, or I wouldn't tell you there's potential. If there wasn't any there, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it. I do see someone who's feeling that insecure, being. Hi, Deb, welcome. I see that being a challenge. That could be a challenge. You're not there. It's not your job to improve his self-esteem. He needs to do that on his own. But he could, and it's all determined when you guys meet, Philomena. I really believe that. I think that's going to be a big determining factor, and I think intuitively you're going to know if this feels right or not moving forward. It already sounds like you've got a good idea here, and spirit's on board here. I'm not hearing from spirit that this isn't something you should go forward with. I'm hearing the opposite. You should totally, absolutely meet this guy. Give him a chance. You won't be wasting your time. You won't. I think that you would, if you don't meet him, that would be doing more of a disservice. You should definitely give him a shot. I think there's a lot of potential. Thank you very, very much, Philomena. I appreciate you, hon. And you have a lovely rest of your night, sweetheart. Thank you. So the donation list is currently open, y'all. Donations are open. If you have a question, I am here. You do? Tell me, girl, what's up? The Libra is still favoriting my stuff like that's supposed to mean something. Yeah. I'm sorry, that's weird. It's passive aggressive, you know? Or it's not passive aggressive, it's not even, it's not aggressive, it's just passive. Like I said, he thinks that you're going to reach out to him. That's what I think he wants you to chase him in some way. Because he has no courage. Chutzpah. He's a nebbish. Possibly. Yeah, I mean, he's off. That's obviously, part of what this is. I mean, but at the same time, like, yeah, it's passive. Like, he could also, it could be his way of doing things, but I mean, it's not that hard to call someone or text them or respond to their texts that you sent. It's not happening. He's had courage, though. I was gonna say he's had courage. He's demonstrated that he's interested in you in different ways in the past. Compare to when he was really, really barking up your tree. No, I wouldn't say that was acting. No, I would say that now, because I've been in similar situations, hon. Him coming on strong and planning to visit me and plan trips. No, I don't think that was acting. I think that was probably where he was at then. Things changed. People change over time. People have different, viewpoints and or whatever. Um, do I still think he likes you? Yeah, he wouldn't be thinking about you otherwise. He wouldn't be watching your stuff. Do I think he likes you or is as interested in you as he was in the past? No, I don't. I think it's waned. But I think that he still does like you. It's just like whereas it was at like a 9 or a 10 in the past, it's now arguably at like a 4 or a 5 in his world. Still likes you. And I feel like this is how a lot of men are. They can really diversify. Let's put it that way. I feel like dudes are way more capable than women of liking more than one person at a time. And I'm not saying that you're not the only one, but it's, it still likes you is all I'm gonna say, girl. Like, but I think it's as strong as the past? No. I think that he's cooled off in some way. That's weird then. If it's 4 or 5, then he needs to stay out of my legs. Yeah. And well, then you should block him if you want. You know? If you don't want to be someone's 4 or 5, you know? Yeah. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. I've definitely been in that position, girl, and I just take it for what it is. I don't respond. I don't take it as flattery. I'm not like, ooh, like maybe he'll reach out more. Like, no, it's just there's people who just do that because they can. You know, he doesn't see me with 4 or 5 and looks that. No, I never said Deb. You gotta stop that, girl. I never. When the I never said that. I was talking about in terms of how much he likes you, 1 to 10. I wasn't talking about someone's looks ever. I never said that. I believe you. I believe you, Deb. You're a very beautiful woman. I have no doubt that he thinks you're a 10. I have no doubt about that. But just because someone thinks someone is a 10 physically doesn't mean that they're going to feel those strong feelings for them that maybe they did in the past. That's the only thing that I can come up with here, Deb. if we want to explain his behavior here, that's the only thing I can think of. Just from my experience with humans, with the male race. But I could be wrong. If the situation with the other person, CB wasn't so messed up, I prefer him. Yeah. Oh, I thought you preferred him anyway. But yeah. Yeah, those types you gotta stay away from. I commend you on nipping that in the bud. Because of the stability and hard experience and having a long-term commitment. Yeah, but you don't know how. I mean, just because someone's, and I was thinking about this as I was looking for a parking spot on my way home. Just because someone has been in a stable, committed relationship doesn't mean that they were good to that person. It ended. It ended in divorce. We don't know why. We still don't know exactly why, because we can't trust him. But just because they were in a stable relationship doesn't mean that it was good or healthy. It ended. Why did you think I prefer him? Ew, no, I didn't go out. Because he's a better man? That's why. I don't know. I just figured, but I was wrong. I'm sorry. Before I saw that the Libra had childish ways, I didn't prefer CB. Is that the Libra? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think, the fact that he's been married perhaps makes him look less childish, but I just see him as a man-child. I do know why it was toxic and he was cheating. I thought you said the Libra was the better man. The Libra is the better man. That's the one that didn't go through the divorce that we're talking about, right? I've always stood by that. The one that harasses you is not the better man. Whoever that one is not the one. In past readings, you said the Libra actually cared more, but CB. Oh, yeah. Cared in his way. Like, we've talked about this. We've talked about this. Like, he's a psycho. And he, in his way, he is infatuated. I would say he, at least up until that last reading we did, was very unhealthfully attached to you. But definitely Libra was always the better guy. I always felt that way. Yeah, absolutely, it's borderline psychotic. Totally. Yeah. And honestly, I'm not here to judge, who's good, who's bad, and who am I to say that? I'm not God. I'm not here to judge people, but in terms of who's better for you, I would say the one who's not harassing you and not calling you names is better. Do I like the fact that he's so passive and not chasing you the way that you would like to be? I don't know if you want to be chased, but ideally, pursued. No, I don't like that. I think that the two of them are not. I don't think either of them are the right guy for you. I think there's definitely someone else out there that's much better for you, for sure. He said he loved me though, and talked about me being his next wife. Which one said he loved you and talked about being your next wife? When did he call me names? How did you know he called me names? You told me that the one who was harassing you, who you had to block, was calling you names, Dad. You told me that. This was a while ago. The one that's divorced says he loves you. Thank you so much, Mercedes. Thank you so much for your donation, love. Let's go ahead and add you here. And were you interested in an in-depth reading, or did you have multiple questions? And by the way, hey girl, hey, it's been a while. I feel like I haven't seen you. in a little while. How are you doing, sweetheart? No, that was RJ, the one with the police situation. RJ. Oh, okay, RJ. Yeah, it's difficult. I've told you, Deb. This is no like tea, no shade. This is my brain. It's hard for me to remember people by initials than it is for me to remember names. So you give me situations. Give someone a name. Call them Jellybean. We'll give them a nickname. We'll call RJ Jellybean. We'll call CB Apple. We'll call the other one Pear. That would be easier for me. But just two letters makes it very difficult for me. I don't know if I'm got some learning disability or something, but I don't think I do. But I wouldn't be surprised. But that's just something in my mind that doesn't work. CB never did that, only in one argument defending his other ex. He called me a B word. Okay. Yeah. Still not a huge fan of either of them. But you didn't ask for my opinion in terms of if I was a fan. You did ask if who I thought was the better man. So we'll... Hi, Mercedes. How are you? I'm doing well. I'm doing well, sweetheart. Thank you for asking. I don't know when the last time I read for you was. I do feel like it was before I moved to my new place here. So it's probably been a couple of months then. I know, so because there's similar situation. So how are you? I'm going to ask to be let go since they keep putting my days and hours. Yeah, I know. Thank you, sweetheart. Yeah, and I'm normally not on this late either, too. Um, okay, and what is your general manager's name? And do you happen to know their sign by any chance? And while you are doing that, I am going to run off for just 1 second. I'll be right back. Thank you. All right, and we are back. Joel is a Leo, and the owner is Karen. I don't know her sign. Okay. So you know for a fact that they're going to let you go, and what is the question? Um, what are you trying to find out here? I'm going to ask them to let me go. I want to know if it'll go my way. Okay. And Mercedes, you are a Sagittarius, right, babe? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. Will Mercedes, will Joel and Karen comply to Mercedes' wants and let her go? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, will Joel and Karen let Mercedes go tomorrow? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, will Joel and Karen let Mercedes go tomorrow? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, will Joel and Karen let Mercedes go tomorrow? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, will Joel and Karen let Mercedes go tomorrow? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, will Joel and Karen let Mercedes go tomorrow? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, will Joel and Karen let Mercedes go tomorrow? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, will Joel and Karen let Mercedes go tomorrow? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, will Joel and Karen let Mercedes go tomorrow? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, will Joel and Karen let Mercedes go tomorrow? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, will Joel and Karen let Mercedes go tomorrow? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, will Joel and Karen let Mercedes go tomorrow? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, will Joel. I'm gonna be able to collect an employment while I look for a new job. Right? Yeah, for sure. I get you. I hear you, girl. I hear you. Angels, masters, and spirit guides will. Sometimes you need that, for sure. Angels, masters, and spirit guides, will Joel and Karen let Mercedes go tomorrow? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, will Joel and Karen let Mercedes go tomorrow? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, will Joel and Karen let Mercedes go tomorrow? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, will Joel and Karen let Mercedes go tomorrow? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, will Joel and Karen let Mercedes go tomorrow? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, will Joel and Karen let Mercedes go tomorrow? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, will Joel and Karen let Mercedes go tomorrow? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, will Joel and Karen let Mercedes go tomorrow? Let's see. The Sun, Death reversed, Seven of Wands, Knight of Wands, the Devil, Page of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles reversed, Four of Wands, Four of Swords reversed, Strength, Nine of Cups, Ten of Cups, Page of Swords reversed, Ace of Swords reversed, and Seven of Cups. Damn, girl, this looks good. This looks good. This looks good. It sounds like you know what's up. There's only one, literally out of 15, there's only one card that I'm not, sorry, there are 3 cards that I'm not optimistic about. But other than that, we've got 12 cards that I'm definitely like, this looks good. This looks good. It looks like y'all are on the same page. Like you said, they've been cutting your hours. You've been getting a sense. Well, you didn't say that, but I'm assuming that you've been getting a sense that they want to lay you off. I remember you. I know what you do for. I think I know, but that sounds so creepy. I know what you do for a living. No, I think I remember what you do for a living, and it's something that I probably don't want to say immediately. She's not doing anything illegal, anybody. But you're I know you, right? Like we're on the same page here. Oh, this is a waitress job. Okay, not that. Okay. Even better. Actually, even better. Like, because I have clients who do that other job as well, and that whole, especially in that area, it's a whole scene that I've learned a lot about just being a tarot reader, in the dynamics behind it. Okay, this is a waitressing job. Yes, no, isn't that so funny in the English language? That must really, just a quick, funny aside, that must, really confuse, non-English speakers when we go yes, no, or no, yeah. I don't know. Anyway, so it looks good. It looks really good. It looks like your ship is sailing in here. It looks like y'all are on the same page. the Sun, this Page of Pentacles. It's like things are going to be in your hands. But what I'm really seeing is like the truth is aligned with the three of you guys with this Sun card and new beginnings on the horizon. And I see you, whatever your idea of contentment is, and whatever your whatever your wishes are, they will be fulfilled. Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. Nine of Cups is being pleased with the results of something. The way, however this goes tomorrow, it's going to go in the way that you want it to. Like I said, okay, so this Death reverse card, this is the one card I wasn't too crazy about. There is going to be some level of stagnation here of them not wanting to budge, like in certain directions. It may have to do with, I don't know. I feel like they'll probably like give you a little bit of shit, like, oh well, this is the reason why, we want to cut you, and this, that, and the other, and it may not feel great, they may say like, oh, you showed up work late, like, this one time, or maybe a customer complained about you. These are not literal, these are just examples. Okay, I'm not literally saying a customer complained about you or you've been late. Okay, they've been giving you a lot of shit. They're going to give you more shit, honey. They're going to give you more shit. They're going to find more ways to give you shit. But I rarely, if ever, say this to someone. But, well, I was going to say, just sit there and take it, honey. Just sit there and take it, because you're going to get what you want. I don't think I've ever said that to someone. But another way that I would say it is, they're just putting in their last jab, but you're going to get what you want. So accept it. No, there's another way I would say it. What's the other way that I would say this? You're going to win in the end anyway. Let them have their last jab. It sucks, and it's not okay. It's not. I mean, it's not that it's not okay. I think these are like, they'll have like legitimate like gripes. You didn't do this right, or you screwed this up, or whatever. They'll have like some examples that they'll want to give you, and it's just like, you don't need to hear it. That you're going to be laid off anyway. Yeah, no, and that's the jab. That's the jab. Exactly. They just want that last jab, because they know, I think even they know in the end that you're kind of winning here. Like, it's not a great position, and like you said, you've earned enough to have accrued enough unemployment, and yeah, no, you're good. You're good. And this is a new beginning for you, and I'm going to get into that in a moment too. Yeah, they're going to let you go. Five of Pentacles reversed is literally like being fired. I just want to lay it out amicably on paper so I can get unemployment. Exactly. Yeah, no, and that's the good thing, is I do see it. We've got 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups. Yeah, there's no hostility here. They are going to be, a little they're going to say, the reason why is because this, that, and the other. They will like give you actual reasons. And they're very petty and very small and piddling. But it's, like I said, they're just mean people, and mean-spirited, low vibrational people. And, when they go low, we go high. That's normally the way I say it. When I was stumbling over my words earlier, that's another way of looking at it. When they go low, we go high, Yeah, no, they are going to let you off, and they know you're going to get unemployment, and employers hate that. They hate having to let people go, because they know that because they get, I think, if I'm not mistaken, companies get charged a higher insurance fee for unemployment. If there's an insurance fee, I believe, for unemployment, a yearly insurance fee for unemployment, I believe, for all employers. And if they have a very high turnover rate and a very high rate of laying off employers, that increases their revenue. So it's not something that they want to do most of the time, but sometimes they just have to do. In this case, they want to and have to. And yeah, they're going to give those little jabs, but You stand your ground, I can't believe I'm saying this, but just keep your head held high, honey. Just keep it high. They've been nothing but petty. Yeah, I have no idea. I have not no idea, but I have every idea. Every idea that they've been petty as hell. Yeah, just keep your head held high with the Seven of Wands. Just nod and say, "Yep, I." Unless they gaslight you and say, you did this when you didn't. Definitely stand up for yourself there with the Seven of Wands. Like, if they try to accuse you of something you didn't do, don't stand for that. But if you did come in late, or if you did skip, if you didn't call in, or I'm not, just these are just examples. Again, these are not fact. Just examples of something that they may want to, they gaslight. Okay, don't let them gaslight. Do stand your ground there. Be like, I do acknowledge that I did A, B, C, D, whatever wrong, but I will not stand for gaslight. Like, I literally, for me personally, I went through something similar earlier this year. I'm an art model. Maybe, I don't know if you remember, but I'm an artist model at schools, and one of the instructors is a complete prick and treats his students horribly and harassed me, and I had to file an HR complaint against him. He gaslit me. I misheard him. He said, so we're going to have a break, because in art classes they usually have like a 20-minute break. He's like, we'll recommence at 3:45. So like, cool. So, and I even have this all on my phone. I went outside and I was talking to my mom, and at 3:44 a student comes out and goes, hey, Sean's looking for you. You need to, I was like, oh, and he was really, this kid's really sweet. I'm just like, oh yeah. And I looked at my phone. I'm just like, oh, it's like a minute early. That's kind of strange. Okay. And I come in and he was just like, what the hell were you? He literally said, what the hell were you doing? I was like, can you rephrase that? He was just like, what the hell were you doing? I was like, no. Take the hell out of that. Because I was the hell outside, because I heard you say come back at 3:45. I was sitting here on the stage at 3:35 and people were eating their lunch and you were not here. So what time was I supposed to be back? He was like, no, you weren't. You didn't hear. You didn't mishear me. That's bullshit. You were cutting class, as if I was a student. I am not a student. I'm his colleague. I should have left, actually. I should have just left the class. I was like, are you kidding? I called him out in class. I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? I didn't say the F word. I was like, are you kidding me? It's like, no. I'm almost a 40-year-old woman. I don't cut class, okay? I've been working at this institution for about 5 years now. I'm a grown-ass woman. I don't cut class, baby. No, not me. But I will finish your class, because we have like half an hour left. But like, you're lucky. Like, so I filed a complaint with him, and then I found out 4 days ago that he was fired. I don't want to say that it was me, but I just an aside, he's gone. Bye-bye. I wouldn't wish this on my work. Serious. The guy's oh my god. I worked with so many instructors, girl, and a half for so many years. I have never met a human like this. I even told him, like, you can talk to your students like that, and that's fucked up. I bet you talk to your family and your friends like this too, but do not talk to me like this. No. So I had to tell my manager, I'm like, don't ever put me in a class with him again. I'm not working with him again. I'm sorry. Yeah. And then he got fired. I don't know why, but yeah. Who knows? Yeah. So anyway, victory, truth comes out at the end of the day. Anyway, so in terms of defending yourself, if they gaslight you and tell you, hey, no, you were cutting something, or you were doing this, blah, 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 do stand your ground. You do have rights. Gaslighting is not permitted. You know your truth. This is bullshit. I know it's, and the problem is that it's at a restaurant. I'm guessing it's at a restaurant, right? So they don't have HR. But do stand your ground, because there are legal ramifications for that. And getting into legal matters is not fun, and it's never fun, but it's necessary sometimes. I try to tell my coworkers that we have rights. Yes, you do have rights. And that's the thing with server jobs is, I mean, first of all, you guys are working on tips. Like, your employers are not paying you. Like, it's not that way in Europe. People are actually offended if you tip someone in Paris. When I tip people, when I was like new to Paris and tipping people, they would be offended most of the time. Like, what, you think I don't make enough money and I need to like have a little bit extra? It was like that because they, like, restaurant jobs in Europe actually give you benefits and vacation time, and it's an actual like respected job. Um, Not here. Like, they cut every single corner, and it's the customers who are paying for the server's livelihood, which is really fucked up. I'm not supposed to say the F word on my channel, I'm sorry, but I just did. But it's really messed up. And I don't have a problem with tipping, but tipping culture is messed up in the sense that it's a way to allow the actual employers to just eschew their actual responsibilities as employers. Like, you guys work so freaking hard. You do, like, I do understand that. You guys work so freaking hard. But why do we have to compensate for your hard work? Your employer should compensate for that, just like every other job, you know? But it's weird in America, you know? Like, then I think about, like, oh, I'm getting my nails done in a couple days. Like, you know, I always tip my nail lady. Like, you know, who do we always tip our Uber driver. Actually, I've stopped doing that. I've stopped tipping Uber drivers. Just like, it's a little ridiculous at this point. It's like, okay, did you go above and beyond? Like, not really. Like, you know, who are we supposed to tip and who are we not? I don't get to. You tipped me, actually. Thank you, Mercedes. I feel like a dick now. Wow. You tipped me. I'm so sorry. Yeah. See, so you're in that culture. But like, I'm used to not, you know, like, so it's like, who determines who's tipped and not? It's so messed up. I agree 1,000,000%. I tell everyone that all the, yeah, it's really weird. I had it, and it doesn't, I don't want to feel stingy and like mean or anything, because I always, you know, when I go out to dinner or lunch or whatever, I always tip my servers very well. Like, that's just a given, like, because I know the situation, you know. Yeah, no, it's America is not great. Just put it that way. But yeah, no, this is good. This is good, girl. We've got the Knight of Wands, the Four of Swords reversed, the Ace of Swords. Okay, Ace of Swords was one of the other cards I wasn't crazy about. But I don't see this as a defeat, as I was saying earlier to another client tonight. Ace of Swords reversed, to me, has two very loud meanings: either a lack of communication or a failure. And I don't see this as a failure. I see this as them not, yeah, sometimes a lack of communication or manipulated communication. So this is us watching out for Mercedes being gaslit, as she knows she has been by Jewel and Karen. Yeah, you're gonna get your way, Miss Sagittarius, Knight of Wands. You will make your case. You will state your case. They will hear it. And it's they've already thought about this. They've already made their decision. They're going to lay you off. Like, are they? I don't. Well, they're business partners. I don't know if that's such a random question. Are they romantic partners? I don't care. They're business partners, and they've made a decision. Already that, like, they're probably talking. Like, they probably talked about it this evening. Like, that they plan on firing you. This was one of the other cards that I didn't like. The Devil, being bound to an entity, being bound to a corporation, being bound to a business, and wanting to be set free. They may try to. I think they're gonna let you go. I know. I really feel like they're gonna let you go, Mercedes. We'll see. We'll see. I'm making a huge claim here, but I really do feel like they're going to let you go. But I do feel like they might say some things to try and maybe make you stay. They might do that. They might do that, but I see you holding your ground and getting what you want with the Strength card, getting what you want with the Seven of Cups card, the wish fulfillment card. He's looking at his wishes and his dreams, and they're coming true. If whatever you want, whatever you see, whatever you would see ideally happening in the situation, I see happening. Not without, some push. I don't want to say pushback, but just like negative comments and I don't even want to say disdain, but I don't really know the right words to put it. But they're gonna be mildly difficult, like like Taco Bell, like they've got mild, medium, and hot sauce. They're gonna be mildly difficult. They're not gonna totally break your balls. Like they're gonna let you go. Again, they're gonna like poke in those last few jabs. But that's it. That's what I feel. I would love to know how things actually go. You are not required to come back and report to me, but I feel free to, because I'm very, very interested to know how things go. This looks very clearly, like I said, like only 3 of the cards told me that things would be difficult, but everything else told me yes. So I would be very interested in knowing how things go tomorrow, babes. So if you ever have time and you see me and you want to let me know, okay? Even if I answered incorrectly, I still want to know. Yes, please prove me wrong if you want to. Like I am always interested, but that looked so clear. So yeah, thank you so much, love. Really appreciate you. Yeah, I thank you too. And you're very welcome. And best of I don't want to say luck, but best of energies and wishes tomorrow. I think you're gonna do great. You're gonna get what you want. And we just received a donation from Miss Deb. Deb, thank you so much, sweetheart, for your donation. I appreciate it. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. Let's go ahead and add your name. I know, yeah. Mercedes for the win tomorrow. Honestly, I really feel like this is going to go in your favor. I truly, strongly feel like this will go in your favor. And just what it's, when you telling me that they've cut your hours and such, it sounds like they've decided on something and you're going to win in the end. Are my posts showing? No, they're not, honey. Wait, all I saw was I donated. Can I send the difference for an in-depth? I sent for a mini. Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, sorry. I just saw that now. Yes, you can. I'm sorry. That is there. I'm sorry. I missed that. Yeah, no, you totally can. Absolutely. Yeah, no problem. No problem. I'm like hungry and like craving something, but I don't know what I'm craving. Actually, I do know what I'm craving. I'm craving potato leek soup with cheesy breadsticks. It's so very oddly specific, but hormones. Hello. Thank you so much, Deb. Thank you, sweetheart. So, Deb, honey, did you want a 10-card reading, or did you have 2 questions? Okay. What are CB's current? Yeah, we'll do a TFI. Yeah. Okay. Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are CB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Deb? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are CB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Deb? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are CB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Deb? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are CB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Deb? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are CB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Deb? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are CB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Deb? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are CB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Deb? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are CB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Deb? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are CB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Deb? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are CB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Deb? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are CB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Deb? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are CB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Deb? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are CB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Deb? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are CB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Deb? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are CB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Deb? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What are CB's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Deb? Yeah, I was gonna say no, girl. Let's do the comprehensive. I think that your intuition served you, and I'm not just you've seen me. You've probably I don't know if you've seen me, but I will like if somebody changes their mind, I'm actually really patient and nice, and I will change the I will like pull like new cards if you like change your mind and change your question in the middle of things. And I won't give you crap. I'm not a Karen, but I think this is a better choice. I really do. I think that just feelings wouldn't be comprehensive enough. This is. So let's get into it. We have the Five of Swords, Six of Swords, Empress reversed, Temperance reversed, King of Pentacles, Six of Cups reversed, Ace of Wands reversed, Two of Pentacles, the High Priestess reversed, and Justice reversed. This is CB. Yeah. CB, girlfriend, please. Which one is this one? Oh my god! CB's the one that's the good one, right? But who's pulled away, but he's not harassing. That's the one, right? Well, here we go. The one you don't, the one I, the okay. Thank you. Can we call him? Let's give him a name. Let's give him a little nickname. Crazy about you. No. Crazy. Let's think of a candy or something that we can like give him a name. Like let's call him Warhead. No, I'm just kidding. Let's call him Runts. I don't know. Find a candy that you don't like, or that you do like, or that you associate with him, and tell me, or some kind of nickname. If you don't want to, that's fine. But like, okay, CB. Let's think. Well, I was going. Well, no, they're not. CB. What's like a candy that's CB? Chocolate bar. Chocolate bar. Chocolate bar. Bam. He's chocolate bar. Okay. So he is chocolate bar. That will really I'm not joking. That's like just like my mnemonic device. I'm sorry, like it's like when you're trying to study for a test or something. Like yeah, that will help me so much. He's chocolate bar from here on out. Chocolate bar, Cebu. Okay. You're starting with your general energies. We have the Five of Swords and the Six of Cups reversed. You are not pleased. You are feeling defeated. You're feeling like this is possibly something that you might need to just walk away from. Correct me if I'm wrong, you're right here. I'm telling you what your general energies are, and if they're not aligning with what I'm saying, then you hate toffee flavored candy. Do you want to call him that's so funny. I really don't like candy, but I love what's that toffee bar that begins with an H? Heath bar. We'll call him Heath. Heath. Either chocolate bar or Heath bar. Maybe chocolate toffee. Chocolate toffee. Yeah, I like that. Chocolate toffee. Yeah, because Heath reminds me of Heath Ledger, and I love Heath Ledger. So we're not gonna, and it makes me sad thinking about him. So we won't call him Heath. We'll call him chocolate toffee. I love that. That's what we're gonna do. That will so help me, girl. Don't even like. I'm not even joking. Like, so true. so, so tell me if I'm wrong here, but Five of Swords is like, I feel like this is a defeat. I feel like this is a loss. And I feel, as much as it hurts me, I feel like I need to, I tried my best, but I feel like I need to put down my metaphorical sword and just walk away. Because I don't think that I'm going to win here. I don't think that either of us are going to win here. Well, I'm not just tired. I feel like he just owes me more closure. Yeah, no, he does owe you more closure, for sure. I completely agree with that. And I see that here with this Six of Cups reversed is you're not capable. It's not that you're not capable of moving on from the past, but it's very difficult for you to move on from the past. Precisely, yeah, you need more closure. This is why you keep asking and wondering about him, is because he gave you nothing with the end, and so you're not able to stay in the present with him, and you're certainly not able to see anything, in the future with him. So you're stuck in the past with him. That leaves you in a place where you are definitely needing closure, for sure, for sure. And his general energies, we have the King of Pentacles and Justice reversed. Now, does he still hold a torch for you? Does he still really think highly of you? Absolutely. I can't deny that. I can't deny that. Like I said earlier, I know that his feelings have waned. They're not as strong as they were in the past, or I feel that way. That he's pulled back a little bit. But does he still value you? Yes, he still does, but it's not as it's not balanced at this time. It's not at the same weight that it was in the past. Give me one moment, Deb. I need to do something really quickly. I will be right back. Thank you. All right, and we are back. No, I'm actually not mixing them up. I know, but I hate to say it this way, Deb, but both of them, both of their affections are waning. Both the good guy and both the guy who is super toxically persistent. I hate to say it, but I saw that with both readings. Both of the readings said that both of them are pulling back. Sorry, ow, sorry, my arm is really hurting. You didn't say his feelings changed. The Libra is the one we were referring to earlier that favorites my stories. See, okay, well, why do they keep coming back? Well, the one that keeps referring to your stories, the not toxic one, I told you his levels of affection were higher than they are now. I know it's irritating, but it's not me. It's them. So please, this is just me reading what I'm reading. Their affections have both waned. CB comes back on and off too. Yeah. But he's not remember when he was coming on hard and strong? Yeah, no, they're both irritating. I hear you, girl. I've been there. I've been there in different situations. Yeah, it's really irritating, and both I feel like both of them are pulling away, in different ways. Now I know for sure I'm not mistaking these two. Now that we've gotten down chocolate toffee, I know who I'm talking about, and I do stand by the fact that the good guy also is pulling away. Not as strongly as this guy is here, and I'll get to this. His thoughts, we have the Six of Swords and the Ace of Wands reverse. He is thinking that he needs to move away. He's thinking that he needs... yeah, I know you told me that he's keeping tabs on you, and I told you that that's very passive behavior. Remember back in the day when he would actually reach out to you and respond to your texts and talk to you? He could do that now, but he's not doing it. Why? Because he's not prioritizing you. That's why. I don't know what his priorities are. I don't know if it's another woman. I don't know if it's work. I don't know if it's family, but he's not prioritizing you, honey. He was prioritizing you in the past, and he's not now. His loss. His effing loss. The Devil card and Page of Swords comes out for no reason. Well, it didn't come out here, and we're reading my cards here, so let's not talk about other cards, at least right now. We can talk about them after I'm done with this reading, but at this time, no. What's coming? Okay, I don't do free readings, Cinderella. If you want a reading, all my donation information's at the top of the chat. Thanks. CB said I was a priority. No, that was your reading. Oh, I pulled the page. Oh, yes. I remember, honey. I remember. I think it was actually last night, the Page of Swords. Yeah, and he was spying on you. Yes, I remember. Yep, and the Devil card came out. Yeah, he's still drawn to you, and he's spying on you. Absolutely, but that doesn't mean... Those two cards, neither of those two cards say that he's pursuing you in the way that he used to. Neither of them do. He still sees you as a temptation, but he's not following you with the fervor that he used to in the past. You see it, you know? Yeah, I remember. Oh, that was a different person. Okay, so can we stick to the same... I'm getting really confused now here. Can we just stay to one person and not talk about another person? We're talking about toxic man. Chocolate toffee. Okay? Let's not even bring up the other guy until I'm done with this reading, because that's going to really F me up, okay? And then it'll just F up the whole reading, and I don't want to do that for you, Deb. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. His thoughts. We have the Six of Swords and the Ace of Wands reverse. Yes, he is thinking that he needs to pull back, Deb. He's thinking that he needs to move away. Six of Swords is moving away from someone. Moving away to calmer shores. Ace of Wands is something coming to a close. Something that started and has now come to an end for whatever reason. I told you. I remember the reading. I remember. I'm not saying no to you, but I remember the reading I did for him. It was like either last night or the night before, and I told you specifically that I was shocked. I was surprised. I was like, this is not the normal energy from him. It's almost like he's left Delulu land and has gotten like some kind of sense of reality here. The Delulu land where he thought that he could have you on his own terms. Because he is not a wait for marriage until sex, or not wait for sex until marriage kind of guy. That's not him. He will want sex before marriage. He will not marry a woman before having sex with her. That is not how this man operates. That's not how Chocolate Toffee operates. No way. So he's thinking to himself, why would I start this with someone if it's not going to work? We're not on the same page. I'm wildly attracted to her, and I believe she's wildly attracted to me, but we're on two different pages, and it doesn't make sense. I feel like he's finally come to some kind of sense here. And I do remember reading that about him, that he'd heard, he was talking to friends of his, he was talking to people he knew. I don't think it's just, no, I don't think it's just sexual reasons. No, that's not the only reason. I think there's other reasons too. But that is a big one. That is a big one. Sex is very, 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 very pertinent to all intimate relationships, all romantic relationships, and especially, I hate to say it, I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say it, it's more important to guys than it is for girls. Let's be real. Most of us girls can go quite a while without getting laid, and we're fine with it. A lot of dudes cannot function. Literally, like physically, biologically cannot function without getting laid. Whereas we were programmed to wait for the right guy. So we don't have as strong of a sexual desire as they do. That's that testosterone, you know? I don't like when readers bring that up because it comes off as picking on me. Wait, when readers bring what up? Sex? That's a very real thing here with him, Deb. I'm not picking on you at all. I commend you. I commend you for not having sex until marriage, for not believing in having sex until marriage. You stay strong with your boundaries. But a lot of men are not going, a lot of men are going to want to push that. They do it with other people I ask about. Okay, Deb, I don't, please don't, yeah, I'm going to remove please from there. Don't compare me to other readers, okay? Don't. That's not fair. That's really not fair, sweetheart. It really isn't. I'm not judging you. I was not judging you at all there, okay? Why is the Empress reversed? These are his feelings. The Empress, remember the Empress was reversed last night? We had the Empress reversed right here, and we had the Emperor reversed right here. And I said that the Empress reversed wasn't you, and I stand by that. It's not you. You're in touch with your divine feminine, absolutely, but he does not have a feminine influence in his life right now, and I believe I was talking about that last night too. Is, you know, he was married for so long. I don't know if he was married, but he was with his baby mama for a decent amount of time, and he's used to having a divine feminine presence, a feminine presence there all the time, and it's not there right now. Like, you know, you guys aren't you haven't talked in, I don't know how long it's been, but the rhythm has been disrupted. Okay, and I think it's been like a month. I think you told me it was a month since the last time you talked, or yeah, since last October, I think. And this is not you. This is him not having a feminine presence in his life, and with this Two of Pentacles, It's like he wants it very, and he feels like he wants it very badly, but he also knows that it has to be an equal sorry, dropped something. Has to be an equal balance there. Hey, soul child, thank you so much for your donation. You will be next. This Two of Pentacles, it has to be an equal balance. You know, he can't just have a relationship on his terms. And I don't just mean sexual. I mean, there's other terms as well that I feel that the two of you are not aligned with. And correct me if I'm wrong, maybe there aren't other terms, but I just, there's, I mean, well, now I'll say another one. If we're not going to talk about the sexual, we'll talk about the mental. You're together, girl. You got it together. You're not mentally unwell. He is. He is not together. He is not mentally balanced. And I'm seeing this here too. His intentions, we have Temperance reversed and the High Priestess reversed. He's going against his intuitions with the High Priestess. And he's striking out. He's like striking out on his own. Exactly. There's other ways that you guys aren't compatible. There's multiple other ways, and I probably don't know, you know, most of them, but I know that it's more than just the physical. And it's just an imbalance. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Temperance reverse. A healthy relationship, a compatible, good relationship that's supposed to be, is an equal bonding between two people. It's give and take. You know, it's not just everything on one person's terms. And I think that his marriage was, I think a lot of it, most of it, I think was on his terms. And that's what he's used to. And I think that's a big reason why it didn't work. I'm sure there were a multitude of other reasons why it didn't work. But I think that was also a big reason why it didn't work, was he is very controlling and he wants things on his terms. And I don't think he's out to abuse women. I'll give him that. I don't think he's out to abuse and hurt women, but I do think that he does want things on his own terms. And in that, you are not compatible. You are not. You're too strong of a woman. You're too strong of a woman, and you have your boundaries, and you know what you want, and you stick very firmly to your boundaries and your guards, and you should, as you should. And I think he's gotten to a point where he knows that he can't push them. He's tried, and he wasn't successful, and he's not going to be. And I think he's resigned himself to that. That's what I think. I think he just resigned himself to the fact that he's not going to get everything he wants on his terms. So with that, it's like, good luck, bro. Like, good luck finding anyone in the future, because that's just not how the cookie crumbles with people. Soul Child, thank you so much for your donation. I don't see it though. Where did you donate? It takes over a year for him to realize that. Yeah. And that just speaks volumes. That taking over a year to realize that speaks volumes to his level of emotional immaturity, girl. You know what I mean? There are some women that will accept that. Exactly. Yeah, oh, girl. Let me tell you, I'm not talking crap about, like, you know, other clients of mine, but there are definitely other women who will put up with that behavior, and I tell them no, but they do. And that's part of what I love about you, Deb, is you don't sway. You really, like, you firmly keep your boundaries up. It works for them. I guess I'm not submissive enough. You don't want to be submissive enough. You know why? Because women who are like that are not happy. Yeah, maybe they're married, maybe they have a family, but you know how miserable they are? You know how miserable that would make me? I don't know about them. I can't speak for them, but it would make me effing miserable, and I'm sure it would make you feel equally so. Hey, Soul Child, where did you send your donation? Because I'm not seeing anything. Where is it? Here. doesn't want to leave this there. On Venmo! Okay, what's going on with Venmo? Let's see. What the F? Okay, give me a second. I'll be right back. So sorry. You are very welcome, Deb. You are very welcome. Much love to you, girl. Much love and light. And we just received our donation. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I didn't. Well, probably because my phone was dying, but I just received your donation, Soul Child. I'm sorry, honey. Thank you so much. Please go ahead and post your question right there in the chat. Oh, thank you. Why is it again flipping the other thing? No. You're all good. You're all good. It's just a thing. Like, on one hand, like, sometimes I am curious to know, like, you know, what other readers have said. On another hand, like, it's more like sometimes it kind of like conflicts with my reading, so I want to hear it like after, you know what I mean? But you're all good, sweetheart. It's all good. Thank you, and rest well. It's got to be late on the other side of the country, so sleep well tonight, sweetheart. Okay, Miss Soulchild, thank you very, very much. Why is this not? Sorry, my phone's just booting up again. Why is this not? Oh, I'm like still on the. Yeah, sorry. There we go. We're back. We are back. Sorry, I'm just trying to pull this up on my phone here. Where am I? Oh, why the justice was reversed? Wait, was justice reversed in that reading? I don't think I. Oh yeah, you're right. Imbalance. That's that imbalance. Remember when the last reading that we did, we had that emperor. Sorry, the emperor was right here reversed, and the empress was right here reversed. He has an imbalance of masculine and feminine in his life. I don't think there's. I know we like. I don't think. I just don't think that there's. I don't think that there's a balanced masculine energy. Sorry, masculine and feminine energy within him, and I don't think there's masculine feminine energy balanced within his external life. Is what I think. And why was King of Pentacles upright as his current energy towards me? Because he still has feelings for you. He still values you, hon. He still values you. That's why he does still have feelings for you, but he is, like I said, I think he's leaving Delulu land. I think that he's realizing this isn't going to work. She doesn't want things on my terms, so I'm not going to go forward. Thank you, it's okay. Can you tell me how Tay is currently feeling about me? I've been going through a lot lately. I'm sorry, honey. And I don't, but I'm hoping he doesn't feel like I'm overwhelming him. I don't care if I am, but I want to know. Oh, yeah, you don't care if you're overwhelming him. Okay, okay. Um, all right, sweetheart. Do you just want me to ask how he's feeling about you, or do you want me to do my TFI spread? The thoughts, feelings, and intentions. The faux stability. It could be an indicator of that. Wow, I didn't even think about that, Deb. I didn't think about that, but it could be an indicator of his false stability. You know, he on paper he looks like he's, you know, stable, but he's not. You know, that whole relationship was likely not the whole marriage. I highly recommend that, Deb. I did that recently with someone that I needed to do that with, and it really, really, really helped. I highly suggest that to you, girl. Really. I think it's time. And that's just me. I'm just some lady. I'm just some lady in San Francisco who likes cats, but I I really think that'd be good for you, sweetheart. Yeah, we could do the TFI. Yeah. I think that would be the best. I think that would be ideal for this question. Okay. Let's get right on into it. And what is your sign? And what is his sign? And we just received a donation from my girl Nadia. Thank you so much, girl. All right. Oh, and I didn't even add Soul Child to the list. Okay. You did, girl. You donated. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. All right. Jay. And you're both Tauruses. Okay. Okay. You love a good cord cutting, right? A good cord cutting. Yeah, no, because sometimes you have to do a few of them. I'll keep it real. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Yeah, I did. Yeah. I think it's time, Deb. I think it's time. I really do. Yeah. Miss Soulchild. Now I'm realizing. Sorry, this is embarrassing. Ashley. Your name's Ashley, girl. Like I should remember your name. Sorry. It's Ashley and Tay. Do the TFI. Yeah. No, they really work. They really work, but sometimes they take a few tries. I can't lie about that. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Tay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Ashley? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Tay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Ashley? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Tay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Ashley? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Tay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Ashley? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Tay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Ashley? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Tay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Ashley? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Tay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Ashley? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Tay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Ashley? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. What are Tay's current thoughts, feelings, and intentions towards Ashley? All right, babes. We got Death, Six of Cups reversed, Ace of Cups reversed, Six of Swords, and the Lovers reversed. Oh, okay. How long have you been with him? You fear that you're overwhelming him. Your general energies, we have the Death card. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you feel as though there is a big transition either on the horizon or currently being undergone by you or with you and him. I'm sorry, this doesn't look good. Did you guys get into a huge argument or something? Because he's feeling, his general energies, we have the Lovers reversed. He's not feeling as connected as he was in the past. We've been talking since April, but we separated and then got back together lately. And yes, okay, so this is kind of like a back and forth thing. And he's not. Oh, okay. I see a big problem here. With his thoughts, we have the Six of Cups reversed. That's a failure to stay. No arguments. Okay. That's the Six of Cups reversed is a failure to stay in the present moment. It's not argumentation, but there's something that's pulling him away from you. I don't want to say it's another woman, because I don't sense another woman. But I have to be honest. Of course, I always am. His affections are waning for you. The feelings that he had for you are not as strong as they were in the past, with the Ace of Cups reversed. That's shitty. I'm sorry, honey. Six of Cups reversed, Ace of Cups reversed. He's not looking at this connection as fondly as he did in the past. And that's not to say that he's going to go away forever. But, this back and forth, you start talking and then you separate and then you get back together and then things, you feel strongly and then he pulls back a little bit. I wish I could think of a good analogy for that, but it's almost like a bad, horse ride or something, where it's just, or a bad car ride, or, really bad traffic, where, things go, you're, driving down the road and then it's just, super duper slow for miles, it's just, it's just an inconsistency in emotions, an inconsistency in communication, or at least the energy within the communication, at the very least. His intentions, we have the Six of Swords. That tells me that he is planning on moving away again. I know you said that you just got back together lately. Six of Swords is about getting in one's boat and moving to calmer waters. So I could look at this and say his intentions towards you are he's moving to calmer waters to you. But I can't say that. With the Six of Cups reversed and Ace of Cups reversed, this is telling me that he's had a sudden change of emotions again. And I don't know if you felt that intuitively or have seen that in his communications or energies towards you, but I feel, I don't know when you guys got back together. I feel you said it was lately, so it was somewhat recently. But I feel like just as quickly as he came back into your life and reconnected with you, he's just it's like a revolving door. He's just gone into the revolving door and just oh, I'm out again. And he may very well come back. I'm not saying I'm not saying that's a good thing. That's unhealthy. Cycles like that. But when you really like someone, I understand it. You even if you recognize that it's a cycle and that it's unhealthy, part of you really wants that to come back and maybe feel like something could be real with that. But it's not exactly. What would you tell me? So how am I getting how am I not getting this right? What's resonating with you and what is not? I know y'all can hear me vaping. I'll say I'm vaping, but when I take my face off the screen, it just means I'm vaping. Doesn't mean I don't want to look at you. But I'm not looking at you, but it doesn't mean I don't want to be seen. Well, I legally can't be seen. We haven't really been on and off. You said, no, no, I didn't mean off. Well, you got together and then you separated the one time because you called it off, but you talked a bit. It's just been easy and go with the flow. Okay, okay. So you guys were talking to each other and then it ended and then you guys got back together. So one time, not off and on like a carousel or anything like that. But what I'm saying is, I feel like this could become a cycle. It could become a cycle because I see him pulling away. In these current energies right now, I see him pulling away. I don't want to say that. It's not fun. It's not fun for me to say. But I do see him pulling away. The Ace of Cups reverse, Six of Cups reverse. Those cups are what you want to see upright when it comes to, they're the realm of emotions and love. But when they're reversed, it's losing or a lack of affection. Hi, Shatira. You're new? Oh my god. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Chan Chan. Thank you for your subscription. I appreciate it. So what I'm seeing here is, is a potential cycle, negative cycle, on, off. Because, you told me you guys started months ago and then you got back together very recently, and I'm seeing this, like I told you, I feel like he's going to come, like, if he's pulling away now, like I'm seeing, I think he's going to come back. Do I think that's good? No. Because I think he's going to do the same thing. It's going to be a carousel ride. Off, on, off, on, off, on. And that comes from a personal anecdote. I've gone through that with more than one person where they do that. And it brings your hopes up, you think, oh, well, maybe this time, this is the real time, like maybe this time it's going to actually take off. Maybe the plane will actually, take off from the landing strip, but in reality, it's if somebody doesn't feel that they want to be, one card fell. If somebody doesn't feel like they want to be with you from the get-go, that's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. And it's okay for people to have hesitations and to, maybe rethink things and come back. But I do see, with this being so sudden, him returning and then quickly turning feelings, that just seems like a potential for a cyclical, a negative cyclical thing going on. So, yeah, it could very well be a matter of, wrong place, wrong time. Maybe it's just not the wrong time, or maybe it's just the wrong time right now. Maybe in the future, he'll be more emotionally mature and have a stronger idea of what he wants. You are very welcome, sweetheart. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Much love and light to you. Thank you. All right. And we just received a donation. Thank you so much, Shatira. We got a new subscriber and a new donation. Thank you so much. Thank you. Miss Nadia. Nadia, thank you for your donation. Please post your question right there in the chat. Thank you. Hey, Nadia. How's it going, girl? Whoa! Oh, sorry. I thought it was 12:09 a.m. I was going to say, whoa, it's 12:09? 12:09 is a significant time for me. That was the time I was born. How about a general reading for next few months? You got it, babes. You got it. Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What is coming? Please provide. What is coming towards Nadia over the next few months? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What is coming towards Nadia over the next few months? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What is coming towards Nadia over the next few months? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What is coming towards Nadia over the next few months? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What is coming towards Nadia over the next few months? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What is coming towards Nadia over the next few months? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What is coming towards Nadia over the next few months? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What is coming towards Nadia over the next few months? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What is coming towards Nadia over the next few months? Angels, masters, and spirit guides. What is coming towards Nadia over the next few months? Okay. We have King of Wands reversed, Five of Cups reversed, Strength, Ten of Pentacles, and Knight of Swords reversed. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's you've got some yeah. You've got a lot coming towards you, girl. Good and bad. Good and bad. Mostly good though. Don't worry. Mostly good. Mostly good. Let's start with the bad. I always save the best for last. So we'll start with the bad. I don't like this King of Wands reversed. King of Wands reversed is a feeling, a sense of instability, of insecurity. Yeah, we're getting into it, girl. I'm getting into what it means. King of Wands reversed is feeling insecure, feeling unstable. And then I want to touch upon this Knight of Swords reversed, both court cards reversed. Knight of Swords reversed is feeling mentally overwhelmed. And that doesn't, with these cards here, this doesn't have to be a negative thing. But there's some big changes coming into your life, girlfriend. There's some big changes coming into your life. This Five of Cups reversed, this is things that you felt regretful for or maybe guilty about moving forward in your life. Like maybe I'm moving in the wrong direction or maybe I didn't do the right thing. Realizing that you did. Realizing that you actually listened to your intuition and your gut. And then you got my favorite card. Well, not my favorite card in the deck is the Star, but what I believe is the strongest and most powerful card in the deck is the Ten of Pentacles. You've got an abundance coming towards you, Nadia. You've got an abundance coming towards you. And it's not like, you know, I hate to put it this way, it's not like it's fated. It's on your own accord. It's because you're so strong. It's because you're so powerful. It's because of your value and your strengths and your abilities that are going to bring you this Ten of Pentacles, ultimate contentment, financial contentment, emotional contentment, harmony, anything that you think of that brings you ultimate contentment, that would, you know, I keep on saying that. If you were to be given unlimited resources, if money and time and energy were unlimited in your life, how would you see your life? How would you see it come to fruition? Well, that's what Spirit is saying, like, just ask and you shall receive. Because you're putting so much work into your life, you are going to see results. You're going to see some major freaking payoff. Sorry, I almost swore. You're going to see some major payoff here with your hard work. And I also really like this Five of Cups reverse. Now looking at it, it's like no regrets. No regrets. No worries. No feelings of loss. Like going your own way. And I don't know if that means changing jobs. That's possible. Or demanding something more within the job that you're already working. But this looks really good over the night. Ten of Pentacles. I pull a card for myself every single night. I've been doing it for many, many years. I have pulled the Ten of Pentacles once. I've pulled it reversed several times. I've pulled it upright one time. That one day was the day I was asked to ordain one of my friends, his son's wedding. It's a very rare card. It doesn't come up that often. It really doesn't. I don't see it come up that often, not just in my life, but in other people's readings. It's very powerful, and it encompasses a lot, and it's definitely a promise for better things ahead. Go ahead and cuz, hon. Also, I'm really hoping for the best. Did it happen the way you wanted it to? Well, yes, it did. They were absolutely meant to be married. They had been together for years, and it was just something that they had been putting off. So I was so honored to marry them. But the real human inside of me, as happy as I was to marry them off, of course I want to see it for myself. You know, as happy as you know, honored and happy as I was to see it for someone else, of course I want to see it upright for me, you know, and one day it will, but it comes up so rarely, you know. So yeah, it's a big deal. So when you see that, like I said, whatever you envision your ultimate idea of happiness and contentment being, that's what it is. That's what it is. So if it is marriage, that could be a big part of it. If, you know, starting a new relationship. If it's financial, like no financial worries, that's a big part of it. That's a huge part of it. You know, there were reversals, but the positive cards there, I would say, as your reader for this evening, I would say that those upright cards canceled out the negative. They're so strong. Really. I've had to give a lot of crappy... Deb, have I not had to give some crappy readings tonight? Hey girl, by the way, hey, good to see you. I've had to give some crappy readings tonight. It's not fun. This is a good reading. Yes, there are some things that are not going to be super ideal, but the good will totally outweigh that, and it just will not seem as big of a deal. I don't think that's the best way of putting it, but I think you know what I mean. The good will outweigh the bad, and I'm not just saying that just to give you hope. It really is true. That card is so, I think, strong. Whenever I see it, whenever I give readings for people with that, I'm getting exasperated now. Yeah, it's very, very strong. It's very, very strong. I've gotten not so positive readings the last few years. Yeah, they happen, girl. Right? You know, I don't BS. I keep it real. I keep it real. So if I see good outweighing the bad, I will tell you. I will tell you because I want to. Trust me, it's more fun. It's much more fun for me. I don't like doing bad news. It's not, that's the part of this that I don't like. But it's at the same time, I'm also not going to lie to people because that would be, the truth sets us free, and that would be so crappy if I were to. And I know readers that do that. I can tell when they're doing that, like just telling you what you want to hear, and I don't want that. But you got it, Shatira. Give me a sec. I'm gonna be right back. I need to use the little girl's room, and then we will commence with your reading, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Alright, and we are back. Yes, I think it means money. I think it means money, honey. I do. I do. You would like a love reading, Miss Shatira. Okay. Okay. Just a general love reading, like what's coming towards Miss Shatira in love? Ooh, just got chilly. Maybe it's right here. I don't know. Shatira. It's a very pretty name. Shatira, are you there, babe? Okay, so you just want a general what is coming. And Shatira, what is your sign? And are you single? Angels, masters, and spirit guides, what is coming towards Shatira in love?
Dreams, masters, and spirit guides, what is coming towards Shatira in love? Dreams, masters, and spirit guides, what is coming towards Shatira in love? Dreams, masters, and spirit guides, what is coming towards Shatira in love? Dreams, masters, and spirit guides, what is coming towards Shatira in love? Dreams, masters, and spirit guides, what is coming towards Shatira in love? Dreams, masters, and spirit guides, what is coming towards Shatira in love? Dreams, masters, and spirit guides, what is coming towards Shatira in love? Dreams, masters, and spirit guides, what is coming towards Shatira in love? Dreams, masters, and spirit guides, what is coming towards Shatira in love? The High Priestess reversed, Seven of Wands, Five of Cups reversed, the Hanged Man reversed. Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo! Okay, we got the Knight of Cups. All right. So, you're Sagittarius and you're in a complicated relationship. Okay, all right. Girl, yeah. This complicated relationship that help. Thank you. I was gonna say help me. Thank you so much for helping me. Because that really makes a lot of sense out of this. You're probably not gonna want to hear what I'm gonna say to you. I have two things I have to say to you. One, Spirit is not. They do not give the. We didn't do the soulmate blessing reading that I offer, but like just an extra, they don't give their blessing to the person who you're currently with in this complicated relationship. They do not give their blessing at all. They're saying that you're stuck. You're not able to. You're not seeing things from the right perspective. I don't know how long it's been that you've been in this complicated relationship, but it's stagnant. It's not moving forward. It's not going to move forward. Spirit is also saying that you're not listening to your intuition. You said that your relationship is complicated. Is there something more? Would you add more adjectives if you could? Are there other problematic aspects to your relationship that you would take note of that are just not working for you and that are likely not going to work in the long term? Spirit is saying that you've got a strong intuition, but you're ignoring it. A long time. I've been wanting out for a while. You've been ignoring your gut. And you've been stuck in this this mindset, this perspective. Your perspective is stuck. It's stuck in the past when things were likely good. Of course, I'm sure things were great at the beginning and maybe in the middle, but they're not great now. And Spirit is saying they're not worth defending because they're not going to improve. You're already feeling like there's a lack here, like there's a loss, and you're just not getting the full loaf. He's giving you crumbs. I think that's a good adjective or a good analogy to use there is when you should be getting the full loaf from your dude or lady, who whatever you're into, whatever the gender of your partner is, they're not doing it. They're not doing it for you. They're not doing it for you, and they haven't done it for you. I don't want to say for a long time, but a decent amount of time. Yet you do still feel like you should. There's something worth defending here. Spirit acknowledges that you still feel like it's, you've invested time and energy and emotions into this connection, and
whenever we do that, we don't want to let go. The more time, energy, and emotions we invest into anything, the less we want to let go. I don't want to hurt him, and I want to make sure that moving forward will be the right decision. Oh, okay, okay. Well, I know you don't want to hurt him, but girl, you come first. I don't know why I'm pointing at me. No, you come first, girl. You will likely hurt him. That's just the name of the game. If he's in love with you and you're not in love with him anymore and you want to move on and you're just seeing this as like, this is not going to work out, like in the long term, it's just the name of the game with love. Sometimes we have to hurt people, and it sucks. It sucks. And then sometimes we end up getting hurt, vice versa. But you can't live your life just just thinking like, oh, I have to prevent hurting someone, because you have to live for you. Taking a long time to walk away and ignore. Yeah, I see that. And the best thing that I'm seeing here too, girl, is that he's not the one. Well, I mean, that's probably not, you probably don't want to hear that, but you probably know that he's not the one. But the good news is the one is on the horizon. The Knight of Cups is the knight in shining armor. I like smiled. I don't know if you saw, but I smiled when I turned this card, and I kind of giggled a little bit. Like, this is good. It's not him. He's not your knight. He's not your Knight of Cups. There's another man out there who you will likely meet in the near future. But if you still stay with this gentleman, you likely will, what's the word I'm looking for? You will likely, I don't want to say ruin the chances of meeting this guy or starting a new connection with him, but compromise. That's the word I'm looking for. It might compromise your ability to meet this true one for you. Yeah. It's not, this High Priestess reverse tells me everything. When I see this, it's like that's why you asked me. Your question is because you want confirmation. It's like going to a doctor and then asking for a second opinion. Like you just want like that confirmation that like what you're feeling in your gut is true, and it's true. It's true. It's not going to move forward in the way that you want it to. Well, it's not. I don't even think it's a matter of that. I think that you're over this guy and you just don't want to hurt him, and God bless you for that. You're a very, very kind, loving woman. And I've been there. Where it's just like you can't even explain, why you left. Like it hurts so badly, or you just have to leave in the middle of the night. I've done that, and like just not tell them why until like a month later. Like, hey, you weren't doing it for me, and I told you numerous times. You gotta do you. You gotta do you at the end of the day, and that's what Spirit's saying. Not only have you got to do you. And it's not just it's not just to meet this great guy. It's also just for you as a human being. As Marilyn Monroe said, one of my favorite quotes in the whole wide world, Marilyn Monroe said, "It is much better to be unhappy and alone than to be unhappy and with somebody else." And I'm not saying that you're unhappy, but you're unhappy and you're with somebody else. If you're unhappy and you're on your own, you have freedom to do whatever you want, and your path is yours and yours alone, and it can go anywhere. The potential is unlimited. But when you're stuck with someone else and you're unhappy with them, you're bound. You're bound. I was even thinking about that quote earlier today. I was at work and I was in the bathroom and I was just like doing my washing my hands, and I was looking in the mirror, And something, it just came to me, that quote, like, and I love that quote. It's just like, it's better to be unhappy and alone than to be unhappy and with someone else. It's all about you. We have to take care of ourselves at the end of the day. And if we want true love, true, like, unbinding love, we have to think about ourselves, because love is a two-way street. So, yes. Thank you so much, love. Thank you so much, Satira, for being here and for joining the channel. I welcome you with open arms. Thank you so much, and I hope I brought you some clarity, maybe some confirmation to your own intuition. But much love and light to you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So, I think we're all up to date. Yeah, I think we're all up to date with donations. So, brings us. We did good. Thank you. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much, love. Just to know that it resonates. All right, so it's that time of night where I do the last call for donation. Last call. I don't know why I sounded like Mr. Mackey from South Park. Last call for donation. She seems like a nice lady, okay? Yeah, last call tonight, everybody, for all donations. If you have a question you would like me to answer for you tonight, I'm still here. I'm still wide awake. I'm not hungry. I'm not tired. And I am here for you. So if you have a question that you need me to answer for you tonight, now will be the time to send your donation. Last call, everybody, for all donations tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you. Excuse me. And thank you again to everybody who was here tonight on my live stream. I appreciate it. I know I was on a little bit later than I normally go on, and I'm just kind of like testing like new like levels of traffic during certain times, and I know I have clients all over the world, so there's different time zones, so I always have to play with that too, and just see. And I need to do a poll on my community tab and just ask you guys like what times are best for you, like what time works best for you with me being live. So yeah, last call night, last call everybody tonight for any and all donations. If you have a question, please let me know, and I am more than happy to answer it for you. I am here with my cards, and yeah, thank you so much. It's so funny, we did not get a whole lot of likes tonight. I guess people weren't liking their reading, or me, or no, I'm just kidding. I don't know. It's interesting. Some nights I'll be on and I'll have like one reading and I'll have like 27 likes, and then like some nights I'll have like 20 readings and like 2 likes. No, it's never that dramatic, but hyperbole. Last call tonight. Last call, everybody, for any and all donations. Thank you so very, very, very much. Last call to send your donation in, because if you don't, there's usually a time lag too, and that's definitely happened in the past where people have sent donations in after I have signed off. But it looks like there's nobody watching right now, so I'm probably just talking to myself. And yeah. Last call, everyone. Last call. Thank you. Last call tonight for all donations. Thank you. All right. Looks like everyone is taken care of and happy and at peace, which is where I want to end my night, at peace. Thank you all so much. Take care. Be well. I will see you all again tomorrow, most likely. And if I'm not here, don't hold it against me.